Just like that, welcome back, welcome back. Tuesday, February the 7th. I'm going to give this thing a second to catch up because it was straight up tripping before this. Couldn't get it to half work, then it decided to work, then it stopped working. Then Google started asking me some stupid questions. So we'll wait a moment. Let it build up. Now I can tell it's working. Good evening, everybody. Good to see you. Welcome back to Crypto After Dark. I'm Professor Keith, regular Keith. I just call myself me. I don't call myself any of that other stuff. A lot of you guys call me Professor. I never call myself that, so it's super weird. The name started as a joke. Nonetheless, glad to have you here. As you saw in the thumbnail. May I have more, please, sir? I'm loving these gains lately. Had a great run. Had some killer hits. Taking some good profits. Let's talk about it, shall we? Crypto After Dark. Good to see each and every one of you. If you haven't done so, please, right over there and hit that like button. It's free. Doesn't cost a single thing, and it helps us get the message out there to more people. While you're there, hit the notification bell and subscribe. We're getting close to 10,000 subs. When we hit 10,000 subs, I got a cool shit to give away. I've bought right at $1,200 worth of stuff so far to give away. Just waiting on us to hit that 10,000 number. As soon as it happens, giveaway time. All right. Let's talk a little bit about some stuff that I found super interesting over the last couple of days. We've seen altcoins really start to jump here, and we've seen some great gains come through. They've continued to move through and make more gains, even though, Bitcoin slows down or Ethereum slows down or whatever. These altcoins still continue to have really interesting moves. But first, let's go say hey to everybody, shall we? And we shall. What's up, Mullet? He says, if you don't eat your meat, you can't have your pudding. How can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat? I can't speak in that good of an accent, but that's the song. Thank you, brother. That's The Wall by you know who. Pink Floyd. Fabio, what's up, Fabio? Big Tex. Bud Wessel, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Educated Dummy, what's up, my guy? Ron McDonald, what's up? Bud Wessel. Frank, the Tank. Good to see you, Frank. What's up, Educated? I cleaned up behind me ever so slightly, and I got a Guy Harvey painting over here on the floor that I want to hang up. The problem is you can't see it on the camera, so I don't really want to hang the Guy Harvey painting, right? But I do have the Frank's McGillicuddy originals up above my head over here. You just can't see them right now. And my camera's having a hard time with the focus over here. It keeps jumping in and jumping out like it can't pick up what it wants to do. So anyway, JD Crypto, what's up, brother? Go Sky, good to see you, my friend. Paulo, Manalo, Osiris, good to see you, Osiris. What's up, Corey? Miss Phoebe. Round of applause for Miss Phoebe, the queen. Good to see you. Sven, Daniel Kuntz, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Don, what's up, Don? Dirk Vandervliet, what's up? He said, good day, everyone. Let's see what's up, down or sideways. Could we take another look at AVAX, please? Yes, sir. We will. Jag, what's up? What's up, Papa Nick? Cycling Cotton, Adam Man. Jeremy Monroe, he's not even drunk yet. Frog with a hat. Ronan, what's up, brother? Guillermo, good to see you. Brian W. Mizael, good to see you. Matthew Moore. Lev Heck, so 821 AMA crossed on BTC. I'm taking your advice, Keith. Okay, do your thing, brother. Gnomed, what's up, brother? Good to see you. He said Don Carleone. What's up? I'm forever grateful to my mates who recommended listening to your past YouTube presentations. Live chats are so much more fun. Well, good, brother. Good to see you. SKWOG. I can't, Squog. I think that's what he's trying to say. What's up? Good to see you. Shep Stacks. All right. I've got total market cap pulled up here for a reason. I want to talk about the total market cap first. We've seen multiple breakouts, okay? We've seen breakouts on Bitcoin. We've seen breakouts on almost everything in the top 10, less Ethereum. What we haven't seen yet is a major trend line break on total market cap. I'll show you what I'm talking about. If we step out here for a moment, I'm going to take these indicators off. We don't need them right now. And I go to the weekly. Scroll out a little bit here, and we'll pull these fibs off. We don't need them just yet. What do we see here? Got a weekly chart pulled up. If I do some basic, simple trend analysis here, what do I come up with? I have a high, and I have a low, and I have a lower high. Not great. That's the start of a downtrend. And I have a lower low, and I have a lower high, and I have a lower low. And I potentially have a higher high if we count this one back here, but I'm not positive on that. If we step out to monthly, it's kind of just saying lower low at the point right now. So we're stuck here. This hasn't quite broken out into a full-on uptrend yet. Now, it has on lower time frames like daily, 4 hour, 12 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, whatever. All those have broken out and made uptrends. And as such, we've been able to gather gains along the way, whether that be Matic, AVAX, BNB, XLM, XRP, Solana, DOT, Band, Atom, Bitcoin Cash, Bluezale, ADA, Algo. They've all given us gains. I'm still in multiple of them right now. I've never been more in than I am at the moment. This is the most money I've ever had in the market. And I say that since the bull market last time. For basically the entirety of 2022, less about 2 weeks, I didn't buy a single thing. And why was that? Well, it was all a downtrend. And we don't buy into a downtrend. We want to see an uptrend before we do that. Now, obviously, we want to try to buy the bottom if we can, get as close to it as we can. We'll use the daily chart to do that. But we want to see these big charts, these big high time frames break out. Multiple of them have not broken out. This is one of them that's a big one to me. The fact that total market cap has yet to crack and break this uptrend is a bit worrisome. Not only that, but as Node Catcher pointed out, and yes, that Node Catcher, good to see you and have you in the live streams and Discord, by the way. As he pointed out, man, this thing really don't want to break $1 trillion. Right now, total market cap is at 1.039 trillion and sitting flat. For the last 3 weeks, it's not been able to breach this level. Furthermore, it's hitting the trend line on the bottom side now. Look, I would love for this thing to break, move on, and get above trend and go toward that yellow box is that I've drawn there, where I think is an eventual target at some point in 2023. That's where I think total market cap will go to, at least in 2023. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just read charts, folks. This is what I do. I just read charts, okay? My nose is itching. I didn't wake up feeling so great this morning, by the way. I had a headache, super stuffed up, coughing, you know, all the Rona symptoms. But it's all good. I've already had it twice. Why not have it a third time? Nonetheless, I need to see this thing break and hold. And by break and hold, I mean more than, I always suck at this, and I'm sorry, but I don't have the camera big enough, or I don't have zoomed in enough for y'all. For me, I have 3 screens in here. What you can't see is from, let's see, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet past the camera on this side, and about 3.5 feet this side. It's all screens in here. All right. So it's right up in my face and I can see everything. But then I forget that you guys are looking on the software that I'm using. So you're only seeing what I got on this little tiny screen over here on the left. So that kind of sucks for y'all. So I have to remember to zoom in. I'm trying to get better at that so you guys can see it a little bit more clearly. But nonetheless, we haven't broken this trend. I'll go down the daily again so you can, oh, real quick while I'm on weekly. Here's the weekly 200 moving average, as well as the weekly 821 exponential moving average, or EMAs. All right. So this just hasn't quite broken trend yet, but we are over the 200 moving average, which is more bullish than bearish. There has never been a bull market that was under the 200 moving average on a weekly time frame. I'm saying that for Bitcoin because it's the oldest, right? It's the oldest one. Total market cap had never slipped this far before either. And now it's gotten back over, which is a good thing. Now, obviously, Bitcoin is not over the weekly 200, nor is Ethereum, nor is any cryptos, for the most part, on a weekly chart, over the 200 moving average. 200 moving average is like a strong magnet, okay? And again, if you're over it, you're more likely to be in a bull market. If you're under it, you're more likely to be in a bear market. Obviously, we know bull markets tend to coincide with halvenings. Not perfectly, but they tend to coincide, and it's fairly mathematical, all right? You can see the money flow in and out between, during, and after. We're hinge planning on that, all right? We were within 2.5 or 3 weeks of having the bottom called exactly That sucks. We didn't get it exactly, but we got damn close, okay? I was able to hold off for an entire year without having to buy anything, which is pretty damn amazing if you think about it. I mean, if you really think about it. We held off for a year while everyone lost money for a year. All those people continued to buy and buy and buy. And we just waited. Just waited. And then, bam, time to rock. And here we are. We do have an 821 cross. We are over the 200. This is what I want to see. The last piece I need right here is for that thing to crack that white trend line right there. And I'll be happy for the rest of 2023, or at least till the summer. Again, hasn't happened yet. What do I see happen in the next few weeks? Well, honestly, I kind of expect more of what we've got right now. And I wouldn't be heartbroken if we came back and bounced off this 200 moving average one more time. If I go down to the daily, you'll see that, again, we're kind of pressed up against the white line right here. Showing a bit of weakness, not being able to push through. You've got some sell pressure on the top up here. If you see the wicks of these candles up here, got some sell pressure here, and it pretty much flatlines right here. You can tell it just doesn't want to crack that level. The good news is I see some resetting happening on these indicators. Let me draw that one a little better. I wanted to see this because this RSI on almost every asset runs sky high for so long. Just sitting over here overbought for an incredible period of time like that isn't healthy. You need this thing to have healthy breaths along the way. It didn't do that. It just kind of held its breath up there up top. It's not sustainable. So I would like for this RSI to run down here toward 50 and kind of give us a good reset. And by a good reset, I mean come down here and let's break over here somewhere. All right, that would be great. I'd love to see for that to play out the way I want it to, because this would give us a chance to take some profits, rebuy down here, and ride this back up, back into overbought territory over here somewhere. I'd love for that to happen. Am I going to get that? Not necessarily, but I like the intrinsic possibilities of that happening. MACD, similar story here. I don't even know why this trend line's on here. I don't know what I was doing. I don't like the fact that this has rolled over and crossed downward. We are seeing a lowering of sell volume, right? But you still have more sells than buys, which means downtrend. So till this changes and until we see this MACD cross back up, which may or may not happen in the next several days or weeks, don't really know. You know, the last week was the first red week we'd had in 2023. That was the first time we'd had a red week. So one would think maybe finally, we're going to get some pullback. Well, that should have got erased this week. Just as soon as this week come up, right back around to the other side. So not yet. So if that's the case, I'm going to stay in to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to change anything. I do have to be quick to pivot, just like I had to be quick to pivot when we didn't get the exact bottom, but we got close to it. I got to be quick to pivot and move back out to other stuff. I still haven't bought any Bitcoin. I did buy a little bit of Ethereum today. The reason I bought a little bit of Ethereum today, because I swapped from XDC to Ethereum, because XDC was a total waste of time and I should have never bought it. Thing is, it showed me good indicators, and that's why I bought it. And I'll show you what I mean now. Let's jump over to XDC real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about that I didn't do. Where is it? XDC. There we go. All right. I bought XDC. I've already erased my buy line. I bought XDC right over here when I got an 821 cross and a 200 moving average breach. And I had a trend line riding up nice and smooth, right? Beautiful look. And I can take the indicators off so you can see it a little bit more clearly, because I know sometimes the indicators make it a little jumbly. Well, there you go. I didn't have that drawn just perfectly. And kind of probably this comes up here. Whatever. Either way, we failed it. We failed everything here. All these coins are moving up and doing great. XDC rolling over and playing dead. Now, where would I rebuy this at? Well, tough call here. If I pull the fib on it, I can kind of see that it's got a few more days to work itself out here. It is bouncing off the 50 fib, which is nice. I'm just not sold yet. More realistically, I think this thing comes down a touch more to 786 down here. Makes a bit of an inverse head and shoulders, and then it can take a run back up here at this trend line again. But that would kind of lead the way if that happened, because not many assets have done what you see doing right here. They just haven't done this. they continue to hold strong in their uptrends. XTC is one that has kind of failed. And since this failed, I swapped it to Ethereum, and here's why I swapped it to Ethereum. Ethereum showed like it wanted to fail this white trend line, all the while powered right back up and jumped over. Okay, when I saw this happen, I said, well, that looks like that's going to close over the trend line. Let me go ahead and get a piece of that. If that keeps going and creates a new high, which is trying its best to create a new high and break these wicks right here, it's already chased the high. Let's see if it can crack it. If this cracks the high, I think that opens up $1,800 or so. We have some resistance right up here about 1785, which is roughly 1800, 1775 to 1800. That'll crack those highs. Also, if I pull a fib on it, it kind of tells me that up here around 2300 would be a fair level. So if that's the case, I'm going to ride this until it fails. If this does what XTC did, which was flip around on me, well, I'll book tail and get out. Okay, that's just as simple as it is. People ask me all the time, well, how are you doing this? Are you not afraid to lose? You might lose money. Yeah, I might lose money. Okay. Folks, you don't win the game of poker unless you put money on the table. That's all it is to it. All right. You're just not going to win at this unless you take some risks. I'm not telling you to throw all your money into something. That's a bad idea. But practicing with a small amount can teach you a lot of lessons. Okay. Practicing with a small amount gets you into the game, helps you understand that even though you made or lost $1, it doesn't matter. You did the right thing. Don't look at the dollar amount. Look at the percentages that you're making. Okay. If you look at the percentage and you say, yeah, I made 15%. That's awesome. I made 7%. That's awesome. Well, I lost 3%. Okay. Well, other than that, I've done pretty darn good. Then you start to understand how this works a little bit better. It all clicks in your brain a little faster when you put real money in the game. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. What I'm saying is you can paper trade. You can trade with real money, but you don't have to go all out and dump all your money into this. Okay. If you are going to use real money, be safe, be smart, develop a good trading practice. We have good trading practices. Where do we have good trading practices at? 786unlimited.com. You can jump in our Discord right there, or just go to the description of the video underneath you. There's a link to our Discord and all 3 of our specials that we have going on right now. 786unlimited.com. Affordable, affordable, affordable. All right. For the cost of 1 fancy coffee at Starbucks, you can have a month's worth of learning. And by the way, 1 month is free. I don't know why it's so complicated for everyone to try. All right. Let's go over here and look at what some of you guys are saying. And then we'll roll into this, shall we? All right. Let's see. Alex Bell says Bitcoin crossed the 821 with 2 candles in the weekly. It's about time the long, huh? So I want you to understand this. If you're going to do this on Bitcoin on the weekly chart, all right, let me pull up Tether here. It's a little smoother to look at. If you're going to pull up Bitcoin on the weekly chart and use the 821 EMA, great. So I need you to understand there's a lot of slippage that comes around with the weekly chart, like I've talked about before, okay? There's lots of slippage. If this comes back and tests this 8 EMA, which it very well may do, which we know is significant for the 8 and 21 exponential moving average strategy to do, it often bounces around the 8 EMA. That's 8% back to the 8 EMA. Are you willing to risk at least 8%? At least. Well, if you're not, then you probably shouldn't be doing it, right? Should probably step it down a little lower to daily or so if that's what you want to do. If you're going to do a weekly strategy, you're going to have some slippage. You're going to have much more slippage than if you did daily. I've talked about that in the video I did with HODL versus trade, which one makes more money, right? Now, it was just on a weekly chart. On a daily, far outperforms what hodling would do. We've talked about this over and over ad nauseum. So do it. It's fine if that's what you want to do, if you want to use that strategy. It's not the most perfect strategy, but it does work. We've proven that it does work. Also, we've got a bit of a death cross forming here, folks. You see me label it there, death cross. What is a death cross? Well, a death cross is when the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average cross. How does a death cross sound to you? Sound great? Doesn't sound great, does it? Right. So typically, when our moving averages cross like this in the upward direction, we look for a retrace back to that cross and then continuation of what we already had. So we're already in a downtrend. We've retraced back to this crossing. We would look for more down to come in. That's what would happen if we were going up. We're going down. So we should continue down. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, okay? If it does happen, how long do I think it will go down for? 20,000 is a nice round psychological level that I still think needs to be back tested. Hasn't tested it in a long time. It probably should happen before we go up any farther. That being said, it'll probably go up farther. We are less than 1 week away from this death cross happening. We'll see what happens after that. It could get a little wonky. All right. So I'm ready to bail at any moment if I have to. I'm ready to tuck tail and run. Ashley, what's up, Ashley? Good to see you. Danette, good to see you. Let's see. Hex. All right. We can look at Hex real quick. I'm sorry if I missed some of these. I try to go through all the coins on a Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday, I kind of use for educational. And then usually on Thursday, I kind of go through every single coin that we possibly can. But we can't get to them all. So we try to get to all of them that we can, right? All right, here's Hex. Yeah, weekly has run great. It's pushed right through the 200 moving average on the daily, which is exactly what we'd like to see. You see here, you have not had that golden cross, which is when an upward 50 and 200 moving average cross happened. You haven't had that happen yet here, okay? If you look at Bitcoin, you got an upward golden cross. Cool. Cool. I'm glad to see it. This should mean that we get more up now. Short term. Weekly death cross, daily golden cross. Tough spot. Usually the high time frame trumps that. We're going to find out if it's trumping it or not, okay? I can't be for sure. So if I don't know for sure, I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all some stuff that may or may not be true. That's not the point of this channel at all. So I want to try to keep it real. Let's take that off and put that back on. You're getting just about a 21 EMA and 200 moving average cross, which is a good thing. You want to see that happen. Hex doesn't look bad. I don't like that really ugly candle it threw 4 days ago, but it threw another really ugly candle in the opposite direction. Now it's keeping on going up. So no sale yet. Uptrend riding. Nothing to bail out of on this one. Yep, CRV also has an 821 upward cross on the weekly. I agree, and that very well may be a bull trap. I would agree. IOTA. All right. Let's have a gander. Oh, yeah, there you go, Ronan. Good call. Break the 200, sitting on top of the 200 now. You have a clean uptrend, riding up. No more needs to be said. Until this fails, ride it till it dies, folks. It's very, very simple. Till this trend line fails, no fear, stay in. Once you see the trend line fail, you can decide whether you're ready to get out and run away, or if you want to cut half, if you want to take 25%, if you want to take 100%, whatever you want to do, your choice. I've already got my strategy knocked down, what I'm going to do. So have your strategy ready together as well. That's rule number 2 of investing. Rule number 1, no emotions. Rule number 2, have a plan before you ever buy anything. Rule number 3, what's your backup plan? What are you going to do when shit goes bad? I just asked you that. Rule number 4, take your profits. Folks, if you don't take your profits, I will take your profits for you. So you can take them or you can let me have them. What you going to do? Got it? Cool. Hey, Daniel, I had a couple of times look at the actual price and the price in futures. Yeah, there's a slight difference. I just figured out Zoom on Twitter. Yeah, listen, look at Phoebe over here going off. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you, brother. Danny Deep Pockets. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. As Keith says, quit being lazy, Alex, and keep up with the daily. It's pretty good, Alex. Honestly, I appreciate the info, brother. Listen, thank you for being here. It's not easy for people to listen to something like I do and be a little bit harsh about things and not take it personally, right? It's hard for people to do that. And I don't mean anything on here personally. When I say things to you guys that comes off brash or dickish, it's only because I want the best for y'all. It's not because I want anybody to lose any money. I don't want you to follow what I do. I want you to come up with your own game plan and manage your money perfectly and not lose a bunch, right? I want you to maximize your profits. I want everybody to make money with me along this journey. I want us all to be wealthy together without any bullshit attached. That's a lofty goal. I think we're having breakthroughs, and I think we'll see more and more people get wealthy in 2024. Last time, we started with 7 people. This time, we have 4,000 plus members in our Discord. 4,000 plus members in our Discord. Don't tell me what's not possible. Don't tell me what's not possible. Watch us do something amazing. I think we will. Beast mode, focus on NACA, VXV, LYXE, FTM, and Dash. All right. Casper Network. Let's look at Casper Network real quick. I specifically don't look at this one. Why? Some of my counterparts, whom I don't care for, are all in love with this one. And because they're all in love with it, I immediately shy away from it. I don't want anything to do with anything they buy, to be honest with you. But this one does look pretty darn good. 821 upward cross, still riding. I wouldn't back out of this one yet. If it was me, nothing to fear yet. It's looking pretty darn good. It is a long way away from the 8 EMA. So whenever you see, here's a little information for everyone. Whenever you see the price a long way from the 8 EMA, notice how often the candles hug the 8 EMA, the green line. And now we're very, very far away. It's not very often that the candles stay very far away, is it? All right, so just be aware that when this happens, it's likely that it comes back or waits on this 8 EMA to catch up. Not always. Just keep it in mind. Gosh, I got a bunch of stuff on here. If I have some crossed up, 821 on weekly, would that be a strong signal for further gains on the daily then? Possibly, Don, yes. Now, the thing is, there will be retraces along the way. So that's why drawing your trend lines and waiting for your 821 crosses that come and go on the daily make all the more sense, all right? Inside that weekly 821 upward cross, you're giving a little bit more leeway. However, like I said, there can be big slippage in there, big slippage. You could have an 821 upward cross on the weekly and lose 30% on a daily chart. And then go, oh, crap. And the weekly still looks good, right? So be mindful of that. Dude, you're totally honest. No hopium. Thank you, Brian. That is exactly the point. I can't stand hopium. Hopium is nothing that I want to be around. I try my very best to be as blunt and honest with everybody that I can because I appreciate it when people are that way with me. I've learned to appreciate that as I've gotten older. The blunt honesty helps me. When you blow smoke, it doesn't do anybody any good. It might make you feel better, but I'm not one of them people who need to be made feel better. Okay? And serious people who invest money usually aren't. Paulo, a last look on near, shall we? Yeah, sure. Near. We'll be about done here in a moment. Yeah, look at here. So I'm already in near. 821 cross. You're staying above. It looks as though this thing wants to try to crack this trend line right here. Just hasn't broken yet. All right. Good percentages left to the 200 moving average. And why do I bring that up? Many have already hit this 200 moving average. This one has not. It's underperformed. This one and CRO. CRO, that's crypto.com coin. I'll pull it up as well. It looks very similar. There you go. It looks very similar to near, where it's an 821 upward cross with a ton of room to the 200 moving average. Got that? Will these go to the 200? Well, we're not guaranteed that, but I would assume some of them make a move. Flow's a great example. Look at this thing. Today, 10.2%. Very, very good. And that was on top of yesterday's 7%. I'm in this one, kicking ass and taking names. Let's see. I'm 100% convinced I'm joining your Discord this week. Well, thank you, brother. There are 3 different specials. Pick the one you want. It's risk-free for a month if you'd like. You don't have to pay anything if you don't want. What's up, everybody? What's up, J1ZO? Good to see you, brother. All right, so look, SAP is going to be the last one I look at. Whether I should or shouldn't, I read every single DM. I try my best to read every single DM. I can't always. Someone's asking for SAP, and it's Sapphire they want to look at, right? I saw you talking shit to me in my DMs. Okay. I got to find an accurate chart. There we go. Yeah, this looks horrible, brother. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's got some up going on right now, but I don't know if I trust this shit at all. We know exactly how much this is manipulated by the people over at scam nodes. So I don't want to be involved with it. You do have some upward movement here, but please understand this is heavily controlled by one company who does most of the moving around of this. It hasn't broken this short-term trend either. You could argue that this is going nowhere quick. Sure, you could get in on this if you wanted to. I'm not going to mess with it. There are plenty of other things for me to buy. So, Wild has a 41% candle today. Jesus Christ. Last one, okay, last one. I said last one a second ago. Here's the last one, Tailcoin. Just one L, Keith. There we go. Goodness gracious, look at tail go. Goodness. All right, cracking the 50 fib. That's not the actual 50 fib. That's the wrong direction, Keith. Let's see here. So you broke the downtrend. You're over the 200. You're over the 821. This looks like Doge. It honestly looks like Dogecoin. But the difference is it's moving a little better. You have a clear-cut clear-cut uptrend here. Not missing a beat. Look at that thing. Ride that uptrend. That's beautiful. You want to see them hang this uptrend just like this right here. Ride it and see what happens. And if it fails, you've got a place to exit. In fact, you've got a place to set a stop loss down here if things get really, really messy under the 200. This 200 moving average is going to start to turn more aggressively. If this continues to turn more aggressively, your next stopping point here, while you do have some resistance here, if it cracks through this, next stopping point for Tailcoin is 0.0048. 0.0048. With that, thank you all for watching. This is a badass stream. I appreciate every single one of y'all that come on here. I'll leave you with these two last sayings, okay? I want you, in the words of Jay-Z, to make the best of your days the worst of your tomorrows, all right? Very, very simple. And in the words of the late, great, notorious B.I.G., y'all could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. Jay-Z copied that, by the way, and I appreciate that. Thank you. See y'all on the next live stream, 786unlimited.com. Y'all be good. Peace. God's winning.